Friends, this finding about food degradation baffles me. If we were aliens peering down on humanity, we'd be baffled. Just realized. Northern Ireland is culling sheep because of CO2 from cow farts. Who are these people? As we've discussed, they're murdering hundreds of millions of chickens because of bird flu and firing hundreds of factory workers because of a single PCR test, which I'll evaluate today. Animal superbugs should end animal agribusiness. Mainstream media reports conspiracy ideas as though hundreds of food processing factory fires occurred. They want animals euthanized. Hundreds of tales have arisen in just a few hours. Thus, Operation Mockingbird's talking points have been distributed. And today, a new brand of conspiracy theories concerning kamikaze planes and food fires was disseminated. This all food processing plants are running. Many media sites have reported on Tucker's food fire conspiracy theory. If you try to share one of my movies on Facebook, you'll be cautioned that an Ice Age farmer may be controlled by Russia. This channel is Russian misinformation. U.S. data on stable commodities and oil seeds demonstrate that gardening has become a disobedient act. Naomi says these crops are scarce. But what about supply chain issues? Short on glyphosate, a force majeure has been declared. Damp and freezing spring weather stopped us from planting as much as we wanted. Arlen Souderman says we're planting in less than ideal conditions, so we can't expect a harvest. Food prices and lack of sowing will prevent a bountiful crop. CEOs of big food companies like Goya and John P. Podesta are telegraphing this now. We've known for a long time that the Rockefellers and elanciks wanted to fabricate a food crisis to shift our food supply. We lacked the facts to support the media's accusations of a pandemic of crazy. In the Covin case, they contrived a scenario and manipulated the numbers to promote fear. As Reproduced Animals Texas wants to destroy several animals tested positive for chronic wasting syndrome, sometimes called zombie deer illness. I'm broke, but I won't take my deer to the woods because of CWD. Killing all 497 male deer would break her heart. Their herd plans are absurd. We outlined options. The Williams are using depopulation to remove deer breeders, so I won't sign a herd plan. They're all ludicrous and mathematically impossible. Lactococcus bacteria have forbidden hunting and fishing in California, which has lost 600,000 fish. Surface-level progress won't last. Pathologists believe it may have been transmitted into hatcheries by wild birds, which brings up another migratory bird vector. No fish in Sierra Nevada lakes and streams this year due to euthanizing and not planting catchable fish. Court verdicts kept Canadian salmon farms open. Despite this setback, others claim that the eastern seaboard has been overfished and that fishing should be suspended for the environment. These links are in this article. Here's how computer vision and AI count eggs. One PCR test ruined his years-long plan. All of these are interesting because of the incident. The burr is popular. South America's falling yields drew attention to the U.S. The cold, damp spring and shortage of fertilizer and other inputs prevent farmers from planting. Arlen Suderman's map shows how off-schedule planting is. This is impressive because we've fallen behind before and then recovered. Weather warfare and economic warfare have prevented Nebraska and Illinois from planting this week. When the Obama administration said we must stop producing grains because they cause carbon emissions, Canadians said the government shouldn't bring more acres into operation instead of conserving. Because they can't, food production was halted. An Australian measure that permits anyone to enter farms without identification to gain more control over food supply is a disturbing illustration of new legislation and bad policy judgments in the last 6 hours.